Hello, everyone. My name is Abigail and RJ. I'm a former soccer student athlete and Division III Student Athlete Advisory Committee member, and I'm here with my co-host, RJ.
Hi, I'm RJ Nealon, Special Olympics North America athlete reporter.
Welcome to A Decade of Inclusion, a series where RJ and I will share 10 stories to represent 10 years of a very impactful partnership between Special Olympics and NCAA Division III.
We're celebrating 10 years of inclusion between Special Olympics and NCAA Division III this year. Since the beginning of the unique partnership, over 85,000 NCAA student athletes and over 127,000 Special Olympic athletes have shared unified experiences, spread inclusion, and created memories of a lifetime.
So with us today, we have Marie Stroman. She is a former chair of Division III National SAAC, and we have Annu Singleton, a Special Olympics athlete. So Marie, we're happy to have you here. You were the chair of NCAA Division III National SAAC at the time that this partnership started. So why did the committee choose Special Olympics as a partner?
Well, thank you for having me, everyone. National SAAC, we actually started a few years before we announced the partnership, really doing some research and figuring out what kind of partnership would work for our group. At that time, we recognized that Division III student athletes were already pretty active in their communities, and we wanted to find a way to really demonstrate that effectiveness nationally. So what the committee did, we put together some criteria to figure out and select a partner organization for the project. So some of those criteria, we needed the organization to be accessible to our institutions. We wanted the partnership to present opportunities for that personal interaction and influence. We also wanted the core purpose of the organization to have a nexus with physical activities because we are athletes. We also wanted to be able to have potential results be able to be measured. So number of hours served or engagement or, fundraised dollars. We wanted to be able to measure that impact. And then finally, we wanted the organization to be nationally recognized. And so taking a look at all of those criteria, Special Olympics really became a natural partner at that point. And reaching out to some of the leadership in Special Olympics North America really gave us the information and knowledge to see that it was actually possible.
And Annu, when did you get involved in Special Olympics and what does it mean to you?
First time I got involved with specialists was during my years in the school program. And to answer your question, it's like a new chapter, like starting a new chapter in my athletic career. It's like starting something new and trying to learn stuff on the field and off the field in this organization.
That's a perfect answer.
Yeah, I love that, Annu. So Marie, with your experience of chair of National SAAC and being a part of the beginning of this partnership, how can current SAAC leaders continue this legacy of inclusion?
So the main purpose of the partnership was really to foster that mutual learning experience. It's more than just what the Special Olympics athletes receive in the service or the involvement. It's also what the Division III student athletes gain from that experience. And so I think it's, Division III student athletes really understand how important it is to be involved in so many different things. And I think Special Olympics athletes as well, if you ask any of them how many sports they play, they understand it's important to be involved in a lot of different things. And so I think now what I would encourage current student athlete and SAAC leaders to do is to just find those ways to make connections. And they might be outside the typical playing field or court at this point, but it may build into these really wonderful relationships. Over the past year or so with the pandemic, it's been really tough to see people in person. And so finding new ways to connect, whether that be through virtual means or just finding new activities, maybe playing card games or just finding different ways to connect, I would encourage student athletes to do that.
And another question for you. How do elements of this partnership carry on into your current role, and how have you worked with Annu in the past?
Yeah, so like I said, working with the Middle Atlantic Conference, I get to work with our conference SAC, and we developed an event this past spring, our virtual unified spring break event. And it really focused on kind of just taking a break. Sometimes you get really busy and really bogged down with daily life, and you just need a break to do something different. So what we did, we organized a virtual space for Special Olympics athletes in the Mid-Atlantic region, as well as our MAC student athletes to move their bodies, to dance, to even meditate a little bit. And we also just chatted about what strategies different athletes use when they want to take a break or they want to relieve some stress. And so we were fortunate to have Annu join us with our MAC student athletes in that event this spring.
That's awesome. Annu, I bet you had a lot of fun.
Yes, I surely did.
Good. So going off of that, what has been your favorite memory involving Division III institutions and Special Olympics?
It's kind of hard. It's hard to remember because I had so much fun. It's like, I don't know, what's my favorite memory? Special Olympics based. I guess doing a lot of athlete leadership stuff with my fellow athletes. And making new friends in the process.
Do you have a specific memory that you can highlight?
Doing corporate plunge with my fellow carnival representatives.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, every single year, at Sandy Point, I always get in the cold, frigid water with people from Carnival Cruise Lines for a good cause.
Right. Well, cold water doesn't sound too fun, but the cause sounds fun.
Yes.
So in reference to that, Marie, in your 50 for 50 profile, which the 50-year celebration of Special Olympics, you referenced that you never truly experience a polar plunge until you've submerged yourself in a hole cut out of a frozen Minnesota lake. What about this partnership would make you want to continue to do that?
That's a great question, right? It's funny, some of my teammates from college, they weren't from Minnesota. I grew up in Minnesota, so we're on the lakes all the time. We couldn't even convince them that the lakes freeze over in the winter. But being a part of that polar plunge, you'd think, why on earth would anyone do that to themselves? Well, it was fun. People dressed up in costumes, there's music, there's food. They had a special hot tub set up right after you got out of the lake. And so I think events like that really just prove that there's a strong community supporting Special Olympics. And that's one of the things I like about Special Olympics is building those connections and building the community. Why would anyone do that? I think just to show their support, their extreme support for Special Olympics and how wonderful that organization is.
That's awesome. And that's a perfect answer because I know me and Annu are from Maryland. The water may not be as cold as Minnesota, but it's still freezing cold. I had no idea why we continue to do it. And right, Annu?
Yeah, that's correct, RJ.
And now we have some rapid fire questions. So the first one is, what are the first three words that come to your mind when you think about inclusion?
Well, I would say that first three words is intelligence, friendship, and kindness.
I like those. I would have to say belonging, connection, and community.
I think those are 6 incredible words between the two of you.
Yes, I would absolutely echo that. Your next rapid fire question is, what is your favorite quote about inclusion? And Annu, we'll start with you.
My favorite quote. I can think of my favorite quote. No one gets left behind.
That's a great one. Marie, what about you?
When everyone is included, everyone wins.
Also, I love those quotes. I'm not good with quotes, so I think my favorite is the athlete oath.
Yeah, oh yeah, the after, yeah, let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Yeah.
Exactly. So thank you all for all you've done to support and enable this inclusion movement between Special Olympics and NCAA Division III.